Hi, welcome to the broadcast. Hello. So, just some things to say. So, let me just get myself comfortable. I need a cushion. Oh. So, welcome to this stream. I'm not going to be doing Sunday broadcasts anymore due to childcare issues, which could be short term, it could be long term. I'm not sure at the moment. So there'll be no more Sunday streams for the foreseeable future. So yeah, that's a big change. So I'll still do Thursdays at 8:30, like this evening. But there's no more Sunday streams or meditations on Sunday. So yeah. So all questions can be sent in for Thursday. All on Thursday. What they doing? Yeah. So welcome to the stream. So I've titled this stream "Free as a Bird." It just came as I was setting up the camera and stuff. I had no idea what to call it. So then Free as a Bird came. It's quite sweet. Free as a bird. So I shall shortly begin to speak. I shall shortly begin to speak when the words come. So actually the core of this message is about free as a bird, is about being free as a bird. Not being limited, not being contained in a form, an idea. But that freedom is beyond the mind's comprehension. Thinking is limited. If who you believe yourself to be is a thought, then that is also limited. Imprisoned. Like a bird, actually. And you could say then non-duality is the opening of that prison. The bird flies free. Because you've never really been in prison. That's not being who you are. You've not been an idea, an image, a description, a name, a term. That's never been who the experiencer of this is. That's never been what life is. Life as always can only be free. It can only be everything. It can't be contained in a timeline, a storyline of someone. It can't be contained and limited to an identity, a condition, circumstance, a feeling, a thought. And this is freedom, a remembering, a collapsing, a waking up. All these different ways of describing this. Humans feel as if they are imprisoned. They feel as if they are a finite entity. They are something contained in the body. They are something contained in form. That they appear here in this waking dream as someone. And this is reality to that way of living. But that containment, as I am someone, I am limited to a description, to a thought, to an idea, to a feeling, to a storyline, is suffering for humans. But then within humans, there's this, we call it a bad thing, but actually this seeking, this wanting to find completion, it's actually a part of this. As this identity, this contraction forms, this sense of being here as someone forms. As part of that, there's a natural seeking that comes to try and end that, to try and find relief, to try and find, could say, truth, to try and find home, to try and find the end of that contraction, that sense of I am here, limited, I am half, incomplete. So this seeking begins to end that, to find answers to what this is. To make this okay. Like deep, we know this should be heaven. We know this should be heaven on earth. And yet it's not. And so there's a seeking to try and find that heaven. And we try and find it in all kinds of things. That peace, that love. It's such a beautiful thing, the spiritual journey. We tend to dismiss it and rubbish it in non-duality, but actually it's a beautiful thing. The searching to find home. To find out who we truly are. Or what this truly is. The end of that illusion. The end of dreaming. That any of this means anything. That this is moving to somewhere. How can this move anywhere? Movement appears here, appears in this, but this can't move. Thoughts appear here, emotions appear here, acting, behaviours appear here, experiences appear here, perception appears here. So much energy and attention and interest and addiction in these movements, in these temporary forms that appear. And they feel so real and so meaningful. And what I'm talking about here isn't like a spiritual way of looking at life or a spiritual practice, as in I'm saying this somebody can somehow learn to not be attached to forms, or learn to sit and not move, not get lost in the attention moving. This isn't about that. That can often happen when you first hear about these messages, and it's something wrong with them. It's just not what's really being pointed to. There's definitely a benefit in sitting and not getting lost in all the thoughts, and not getting disturbed so much by thoughts and emotion. There's definitely a benefit to the physical body, the emotional body. And maybe it's a great introduction to this subject, trying to be present, trying to be in the now, trying to not be so attached to thinking and feeling. Because what is being pointed to isn't in time. We're so obsessed with time and future. So introducing humans to this moment, to being here, and not so caught up in what's going to happen in the future or what's happened in the past. Tasting the drink, eating the food, the sensations. This is it. What is happening is it. And so what's really being spoken about is a total disappearance. Total disappearance. or total merging into everything. So then what's left is everything. Everything. Thoughts, feelings, perceptions, everything. But it's not appearing to someone. That dream one who felt as if life was happening to it was never true. It was a story appearing, and when believed in energetically, felt as if it was real, as if that storyline was actually a real somebody experiencing, living. So there's everything, and then there was this sense of me being separate from everything, experiencing, observing, listening, speaking, doing, thinking, eating, whatever. And for it to live its life and to keep its story alive, it had to keep separate from everything. It had to keep repeating its story to keep alive, to keep separate. But there is no separation. So that story of someone can't be true. That story of me in my life, me in my condition, my opinion, what I think, what I feel, what I know, that can't be a separate person, that can't be a reality, that can't be true. That position of someone can't be true. So what happens to this one then? I can only say it gets eaten up. It gets It gets eaten up. In the tiger's mouth, it gets eaten up. Because it was never a reality. It was never true. Oh, someone's crying. Hang on. My daughter. Oh, they're arguing. I'll go and see what's happening. I'll come back. I'll just come back. Hang on. Oh. I'm coming. All right. What's the matter? What's happened? I'm on mute. Hello, 1, 2, yeah. Oh. I'm not sure what I was saying there. So we'll see if any questions have come through. Skype. So this is freedom, the rediscovery of who you are beyond thought. beyond ideas, beyond beliefs, beyond thinking, beyond feeling, beyond perception. Are you a thing? A changing form? And then at first, the mind, the thinking, tries to understand non-duality and tries to understand it and tries to work it out. And that's just a part of this, the mind understanding the concept, understanding the language used. Like the mind's a tool, it likes to work things out. But whatever it works out, whatever computation it produces, can only be another idea, another thought. Can only be another appearing form. Hence why lots of people say, I know it conceptually, but it's still not it. It's still not, I still feel like I'm suffering. I still feel not at home, not complete. It's just the most beautiful message. Because you can't be anything. Anything beautiful, any beautiful reasoning, any beautiful conclusion is not what you are. Obviously, it is what you are because you're everything, but it's not what you are. This kind of conversation isn't really had in most or of society. It's not had in general society conversations about the nature of reality, about what we are ultimately. Non-duality is like a gem. It's a gem. It's a gem. This communication, this discovery. This questioning. So, okay, questions are welcome. You ask questions through Skype at Rebekah Maroon is my Skype name. Hi, Cat. Sorry, hi, Cat. Somebody rang. I can't see. Hang on. Hi, Thomas. No. Hi, Rebekah. It seems obvious that there is no one, just emptiness. However, the brain patterns are still running. Not sure how to put it. Doesn't seem final somehow. So just ask you, what are you waiting for? Or what are you wanting? I'll let you answer that. Hi, Thomas. Add you on Skype. Yeah, I'm not sure who rang. Let me just check who rang. I don't even know who rang. Oh, it doesn't say anything. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, I suppose. The complete disappearance of complete emptiness. something is still running, and I'm not sure what it is. Do you have any thoughts on this? It's really hard to know what you mean by written questions. Something is still running, and I'm not sure what it is. Do you have any thoughts on this? I can only assume that thoughts are still running. This story of you is still running. Who are you? Cat. Cat is your name, but who are you? That's the point. I don't feel like anything, but my mind still runs as a person. I don't feel like anything. And who is... Oh, she's still typing. Yeah, it's hard to describe what you mean, yeah. It's the disidentifying with that mind, with that story. Because you aren't contained in that story, in the mind. There's lots of juice maybe in the mind, and juice in the emotions linked to the thoughts. So thoughts come, emotions come with those thoughts, and then there's identification and interest, and it's sticking. And that causes discomfort, and trying to end this stickiness, the seeking to try and end that. So who are you? Who's experiencing that? I'm asking these questions, but I'm not really asking the questions to the mind. I'm not asking the mind to answer or resolve this at all. It's just a breaking of that identification. To questioning what you believe, what the mind believes to be true. That's it. I don't know if I am seeking anymore, but it's just happening. Even though my experience is totally empty and it's so weird. Yeah. It's a really interesting message. What are they doing? We believe it's something about us, about our story, about our mind, about our thoughts. We believe this will sort out our story. It will tidy it up and make it into a pretty little ending. But it's totally impersonal, this message. It's not about completing your story or you understanding and you knowing and figuring it out and making sense of it all. It's really not a personal thing at all. What's happening now isn't personal and it doesn't belong in that story of you. That story of you is not true. It's true in that it's appearing, but it's not true in what it's saying and what it means, where it's heading to. This illusion of time, of someone moving and growing in time, it's not true, it's not a reality. Your freedom is here, right here. It matters not of your story, what you tell yourself, what thoughts are saying. Without that story of you, there is just this, what's happening. That story of you means nothing. It's not heading to a conclusion in time. Thank you, Kat. Feel free to say more if you feel you need to say more. Thomas. Hi, Rebekah. Does the feeling of freedom deepen? Is it easy for you to... Oh, is it easy for you to see thoughts as just arising? Do you ever get lost in thought? Does the feeling of freedom deepen? There's definitely been deepening experienced. There's definitely been deepening. Yeah, definitely. Can't say if freedom deepens, but there's definitely been deepening of this. Meaning, like, in the waking dream, waking state, whatever you want to call it, it seems as if it's been deepening. As in, like, the human has become more, not more non-dual, I mean not more non-dual, but the humans become more in line. It's more lined up with this. Yeah, yeah. I don't mean Rebekah. I just mean the human has more lined up. This machine, this computer. And I can't ever claim that that ends. You just can't claim that ever ends. Can't. This is endless. It can't ever end. Whereas before, I felt like that story of someone was going to reach an end, finished, flag in the ground, finished, I've done it, it's done, it's over. That's not true. That's not true. Well, maybe some people say it's true, but I can't ever say that can ever end. So yeah, there does seem to be a deepening that happens. Like at one point, there's like a non-dual, separate kind of reality you have. Private, it's non-dual part of yourself that you keep private. That kind of, it kind of explodes out into everything, and there isn't that separate non-dual reality. It's everything, and the human seems to. You could say the human lives that more. More and more of the human dynamic is seen, the way it's been operating through separation, and more of it is seen and integrated and dissolved into this seeing. But it's not personal. It's not personal. I mean, thoughts are thoughts. Thoughts are part of this human experience. They're not so important as we believe they are. They're just thoughts appearing, saying what they're saying. And this idea of getting lost in thought, of someone getting lost in thought, is another thought, another idea. It's still mind made, so it can't be true. Thank you, Devon. Hi, Devon. Thank you for answering. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you asked how to forgive. Nothing the person can do to discover who I am, though, right? Nothing the person can do to discover who I am, though, right? Well, the person isn't an actuality. There isn't a person. There isn't someone. This thought saying me, I, isn't actually a someone. And that's the exploration, that's the discovery. This sense of me in here, me in my story, I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I'm sleeping, I'm whatever it is. This isn't a someone, but this has to be explored and seen. This isn't a someone. Thoughts appear, impulses appear, actions appear, feelings appear. Who do they belong to? Lola. Hi, Rebekah. Hi, Lola. Nice title. Why, thank you. Nice. Nice seeing you. A question. After I've started listening, like 2 years ago, conditionings of feeling I've to deserve love, feelings of lack, and a lot of fears of losing ground seem to pop up even more strongly. Is it another thought? Yeah, it's another thought, but it's not. It's another thought, but a thought's just a thought. The reason why it seems important and seems true is because there's this feeling as well that goes with it. Like thought's just a thought, a cloud, but because it has this feeling that comes up with it. If there's a thought thinking, oh, I'm shit or I'm bad, there'll be a feeling with that thought. Like it's held here, I'm in here, I'm bad. It's like a real held feeling and a thought idea, making it seem so real and juicy. A feeling of fear. It wants to get solved with thoughts. Yeah, it tries to work it out in thought, tries to understand it and solve the puzzle in thought, making it endless and drags it out. But there must be some kind of maybe addiction or some kind of enjoyment or some kind of familiarity with that feeling, some comfort in that feeling appearing. even the painful ones. There's some kind of enjoyment of them, some energy inside them that makes them want to keep playing, keep sticking. Yeah, you want to get rid of the feeling. I think you do, but you don't as well. You want to be free of it, but at the same time, freedom of it is right here. So why isn't it being taken? I don't know how to phrase it, but freedom is here. So why is there this obsession with that feeling? I mean, feelings do obviously come up, arise, and they're strong. But they're actually quite beautiful as well. When they are what they are. Without this trying to solve them, get rid of them. Then they are what they are. And they move on through. But then this story of you trying to get rid of them, not get rid of them, and you trying to let them pass on through is another story, another idea that the mind then obsesses about and tries to then live through, which is really resisting them by trying to allow them. Life just is what it is, including the resisting of it. It just is what it is. And it can't be any other way than what it is, appearing as. And this is the freedom right here. What's appearing, what's happening, resistance, not resistance, emotion, not emotion, thought, not thought. It's all a dream happening. It's all life happening. It doesn't belong to anyone. It's just happening. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Cat. Oh my God, yes. How do you speak? How do you speak? I see the still subtle seeking. The very subtle need for a conclusion of finality. Yeah. But there's no finality, it's just more seeking. Yeah. Yeah, I see that thoughts are never-ending loop. They don't go anywhere. Thank you for your words. I really resonate with what you say. I love hearing you. Yeah, it's beautiful, Cat. Yeah, an endless loop. Endless loop. Getting nowhere, but just appearing. This is it. This is it. Okay, so thank you for joining. It's been lovely. Some nice questions as well. Thank you for joining in the questions and comments and things. So yeah, there's no stream on Sundays anymore. So I'm back on Thursday. I'm not here. I'm not here next Thursday. My son is turning 8, going for a trip to London for the day, so I'm not here next Thursday. But I shall. That's beautiful, Lola. Your reaction makes my heart jump and mine speechless. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Yeah. Well, God, don't set me off. um, so I shall see you soon on the Thursday. Yeah. Okay. Bye.